Welcome back, everyone. So, how was February? Was it intense? Especially the last few days of February have been very intense, just that I had said they would be, with a lot going on in the environment, with a lot going on in your mind and within your families, within your homes. I know this is a very, very intense time, but this is also a very, very intense transit that the world is going through. In fact, in my annual predictions, I had stated about the conflict in different regions around this time, how things are going to be around this time, how March, April, May is a shifty time, starting February end. So, check out annual predictions. They cover every month for the whole year. They're on my YouTube channel, YouTube of astrokanu, and you can just click on annual predictions for 2022. All the chaos that you're seeing, or some of the chaos that is maybe about to happen, you can look at when it will get sorted. You can look at the months ahead. So check out the annual predictions. Now let's look at March. March is a month where there's going to be a lot happening. um, there are, in fact, March and April are both months where there's going to be some amount of upheaval. So let me give you details, and before I start, as always, I would like to thank my Jyotish gurus and my spiritual gurus for always guiding me. I'm truly grateful. So let's get into the predictions. There will be good things coming out of the conflict as we move further into the weeks ahead, right from February end, literally the last few days of February to March to April. There is conflict, no doubt, at many levels, and I will specify as we get into the predictions. But just remember that at some point, the conflict will end into peace and victory. March, April, May are very important months. So starting March and April are going to see changes. These are months that are going to see upheaval. Venus is finally leaving Mars and joining Saturn. The nodes are almost ready to move out of Taurus and Scorpio sidereal, of course. So March and April are going to be months that are going to create changes in your life, whether you like it, whether you not like it. And changes can be hard sometimes, but this is what it is. So get ready for them. March is a build up to the changes that will manifest further into the month of April, and finally there'll be a roundup happening in the month of May. So the change starts literally on the 28th of February, goes through March, it becomes big, and by the time you get into April and May, new things will start, changes will start manifesting at all levels. It's a month, which is March, is a month where you're feeling turmoil at some level or the other. It can be turmoil around financial decisions. It can be turmoil around your marriage, your personal relationships, or family relationships. For some of you, it can be just chaos or too much work, keeping you overburdened, keeping you really, really busy, or it can be a bit of everything. At least one of these or all of these require your attention to resolve conflict and make important decisions, especially any decisions that you may have been avoiding, any conflict that you had been, ignoring, thinking, oh, I don't want to deal with this, I don't want to get into this. You will be forced to look at it, you will be forced to resolve it, heal it, address it, and then move forward. The end result of this entire process, which can be cumbersome, will be finally settlement. It will take time. It's a process that will go on for a couple of months, like I said, but it's important and it will give you a good result at the end of it. So this was just a gist of what March brings you, and of course, I'm going to get into details. If I mention signs, then those signs are related to your sun sign, moon sign, and ascendant sign. So basically, check out predictions for sun and moon sign, and to some extent, ascendant rising as well. Whenever I mention a sign, that's how you apply it to yourself. Let's first start with the stock market predictions. The market will continue to be volatile and disturbed till the 7th of March. I had predicted the turmoil and the disturbance in the market in the month of February. Between the 7th and the 14th of March is the only time when you have hope to recover your losses and find some amount of gain, some small gains, and some amount of stability. Post that, there will again be conflict and there will be disturbances in the market. The market will close on a real low at the end of March and beginning of April. The coming weeks into April will continue to be low and disturbed in the market. My recommendation is lock your profits between the 7th and the 14th of March. So you can see the entire graph. It's very shaky. It's going down. It's looking disturbed. I've given you the small window of 7th to the 14th of March where you have a possibility and a chance to block some profits, to make some money, to find some stability and try to save yourself from losses. If you want to plan entries, then in the coming weeks and in the later part of April is the time when you'll get the lows that you want to get into the market. Of course, I'll be coming with dates and detailed advice for April and May at the beginning of every month, as always. The third week of March will bring major volatility in the crypto sector. This is a time when new policies around the sector are creating confusion or some turmoil amongst the traders. Crypto will go through major changes in the next 6 weeks from the third week of March. So, starting the third week of March, the following 6 weeks post that, crypto is going to go through a major shift and a major change. It's a roller coaster month in the stock markets globally. Hold tight, follow the dates that I've mentioned, and happy trading. Let's start with general predictions for the month of March. March starts with most of you facing conflict, whether emotional or financial. For some of you, it's preparing for big changes that are coming your way. These changes could be within your family or in your workspaces. No matter what, but the first 10 days of March will be extremely significant and there will be a lot happening in everyone's life. A lot of the emotional and financial turmoil will get resolved after the 12th of March. Middle of the month is a time of new beginnings for most of you, especially for the signs of Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Libra, Aries, Scorpio, and Capricorn. A lot of you seeing new beginnings, new projects, new relationships, happy beginnings at this time, which is basically the middle of the month. Gemini and Virgo are making important decisions, long-term decisions around family and money. And if you are connected to Sun or Moon, Gemini or Virgo, and around somewhere in March you are in a position where you need to make important decisions around family or around money, make sure you make them before the end of March. So Virgo and Gemini, important decisions that you need to make, especially the long-term ones, the best time to finish it off, finish resolving and sorting things is before end of March. If you want detailed predictions for your sign, for your sun sign and for your moon sign, please download the app Astrokanu and click on subscribe. You can also check out only 1 month's predictions if you just want to try out how they are, how the predictions look. Just click on trial package, which will charge you a small amount and you get predictions for just 1 month. This is especially for those who want to see how the predictions are. They're written by me, of course. The sun sign is a video, a short video for your particular sign. And the moon sign is a written essay, again a short essay, but covers detailed about your particular sign. So check those out on Astrokanu mobile app. The third week of March will bring solutions for many problems for many of you. This is also a time that you will see political strategic alliances around the globe to resolve conflict across many regions. So third week of March is a time you'll see that countries and governments, political parties, political leaders will sit together, they'll come together to try to establish peace and to resolve conflict, and they'll start looking at finding solutions to resolve. So far things are really slow. There, people are commenting, people are talking about conflict, but nothing substantial is coming out of it. It's just, look at the planets right now. I mean, of course, those of you who don't understand astrology will not, but the ones who do, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very intense time. We've got most of the planets sitting in Capricorn. We know what Capricorn is about. So this is the time, which is the third week of March, where you will see that there will be resolutions finally being derived. However, a resolution to actually be implemented will still take time. End of the month is an important time where people will get together to heal, to improve things around, to improve economic stability, and to create a better, peaceful environment. There is global confusion around finances, around 30th of March. So things are not looking great in terms of finances around 30th of March. And the next few days of early April remain the same. This is also a time when many of you may face issues around miscommunication. So end of March, literally 29th, 30th of March is the time. Be careful with written communication. Any important documentation that you write, anything that you write to people you care about, be cautious with written and verbal communication. It's a time where communication can be a weak point for people or can cause problems around it. Financially, too, as I said, this is not the best time, and efforts are going to be made for things to improve. The best time to signing important contracts or legal documents or important business contracts is before the 20th of March or towards the end of April. So, the middle period you can try to avoid. Follow these dates and advice given, and you can make the most of this month. The month has so much happening. If you manage to keep your mind calm and push yourself and focus on all that you can do at this point, then this can be a very productive month. But just remember, overall, it is a time where most people are going through chaos. So you will need to be a little patient with things. Silly small things can happen, like losing something important, and maybe a little later you'll find it. So while you're in that chaotic state, just tell yourself that you saw these predictions. The time is such, and just sit down for a bit and wait. Maybe it will get sorted on its own. Likely it will. So, this is all I have for the month of March. Have a great month ahead. Take care. I'll be back with predictions in the month of April. Till then, have a good month.